Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLees. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Teen Mom 2, Season 10, Episode 9 and stuff. Okay. um, y'all know to subscribe. Y'all know to do this and that and everything else. Let's move on past that. It's just Teen Mom. It's just Teen Mom, okay? What I will say is remember to relax, to relate, and to release and listen to yourself and anyone around you. Let's get into the foolishness of the quickness of this show. First up, Born as Chelsea. Born as Chelsea didn't have much going on as usual. It's Born as Chelsea. She brings up how Adam did not make it to Aubrey's lunch again, okay? But I'm looking like, but are you surprised? Like, why you surprised he didn't do something he never was doing? I don't get it. That's why you boring, because you be surprised about things that are typical, okay? She then goes out and meets with a friend and whatnot and brings up how she'll go to her lawyer to discuss changing the visitation agreement, because right now there's there is a visitation agreement between the grandparents and her. So the grandparents are allowed one monthly visit, like over the weekend or whatever, with Aubrey. And so she wants to change that because she feels as if Aubrey is to a point to where she no longer wants to go over there every month. You know what I'm saying? She wants Aubrey to be able to say, well, yeah, I want to go, or no, I don't. And if she does not want to go, she does not want to force her to go over to her grandparents. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If that was the daddy, I would say that's something different, because again, I don't think parents should allow the child to decide if they want to see the other parent, if the other parent is being, an active participant in the parenthood or whatever. But if grandparents, if she don't want to go over there every month for her grandparents, I'm not gonna say go force her. I mean, how bad are her grandparents? DJ loves spending time with me and my mama. That's weird. Anyway, but she brings up how, since the grandma and them put Adam's number in Aubrey's phone, that Aubrey has texted him 3 times and he didn't respond. But are you surprised? That's why I didn't want his number in her phone. And I'm like, anyway, so she then go to see her lawyer, and on the way there, she's talking to Cole on the phone. So Cole wants the lunches to be canceled because he feels as if, if Adam misses the lunch appointments and there are no consequences or repercussions to him doing that, that's not fair. He should have some kind of penalty for not showing up to the lunch, because again, when he did not show up to the visitation appointments, they were canceled. So I feel like Cole wants Adam to have some kind of penalty, and there's nothing he can do to penalize him. But if I take his visitations at the school away, that makes me feel some kind of way, because he's a bad parent and he should not be rewarded or even left alone for being a bad parent. I get it, but Cole, let it go. Adam will always be who Adam is. Y'all need to parent Aubrey how y'all been doing and whatnot, okay? So, Chelsea brings about she don't really want to address the lunches because Aubrey hasn't complained about that. She hasn't acted as if that affects her anyway. But with the grandparent visit, sometimes she don't want to go over there, and so she wants to do something about that or whatever. So she wants the grandparents visit dropped, not really the school stuff. The lawyer, so we'll send the parents a letter and tell them we want to stop the monthly visits. If they don't want to agree to that, then we can go to court. But however, they're not going to stop the lunches visit, because again, ain't nothing up with that. At the house, Cole was upset because the lunches won't be canceled. Well, Cole, get over it. Get over it. And I purposely stuttered that to let him know how many times he should get over it. Because again, Adam will always be who Adam is, a bad parent. Cole and Chelsea will always be good parents. And I get they're doing everything to make sure that Aubrey is okay. I'm happy that Chelsea realized my daughter feels some kind of way about being forced to go over there with grandparents, and she kind of don't want to do that because she's getting older. And you know what I'm saying? She's trying to do somebody, but I'm like, girl, I need that not to be a part of y'all storyline next week. Okay, now Leah writing a book. Okay, she's writing a book about her life, and she brings up how in the book I'm going to talk about all the stuff I have never spoke about publicly, and I don't care about any hate that I get from it or whatever, or how anybody feel about what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about my life. The book is going to be called Hope, Grace, and Faith, because those are their names for 3 daughters. And you know, she also brings up how she was never honest about how she was at one point addicted to pain meds. She said, I was never honest about it. At the time, I was kind of hiding it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, we all knew you was getting hot. Like, I think the thing is, she felt like she was hiding it and no one knew. And she felt like it was all these rumors and people talking about it. It's because you were clearly high. The reason there was so much talking and gossip and chit-chatting about her doing drugs was not because we thought you were. We knew you were. You were clearly doing drugs. You were on the show high. We saw you. So no one was hating on you. No one was feeling any kind of way. We felt like you're high. We're telling you you're high. We tell you that you need to get healthy and get clean. But you still high. And I feel like she needs to acknowledge that part of it. I didn't like how she made it seem as if she didn't talk about it to not want people to call her a former addict, or she didn't talk about it because, you know what I'm saying, people would just gossip about it. But girl, no, you was a high-ass cast member acting like we didn't see it. And then when they called you out on it, you would lie like drug addicts do. I feel like, but that's the same thing that Janelle did, the same thing that Amber did. Other castmates have done that same thing that Jade did, because you can't tell me that Jade was still getting high at one little point on Young and Pregnant after she had that baby. It was something about her that was a bit little, you know what I'm saying, tick 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 boom. I think she clean now though, but I feel like, you know, Leah, girl, it wasn't a secret. You wasn't hiding it. You just didn't admit it, but we all knew. Okay, so she then goes out and she brings up how she hid it because she didn't want to be labeled an addict. She didn't want Corey to be able to use it against her in courts, and she didn't want anybody associating anything that she did, good or bad, you know what I'm saying, to her being a former drug addict. I feel like had she addressed it sooner, there wouldn't have been any of that. But because she did not address it for so long, every time she seemed off, they said, oh, she must still be getting high. And that's it. So when she goes to talk to Jeremy as she's picking up, Addie is so hilarious. I love Addie. I know her name. And she's a sassy little thing. It's just amazing. Anyway, you know, when her and Jeremy talking, she brings up how, you know, I let him know he's in the book. And, you know, he may have read some of it as well. He was shocked to see how much truth I put in the book. He cannot believe it. He's sitting there like, you know, I don't think you want to, you know, have this talk on camera. He's trying to hinder the conversation. And she like, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to, you know, not address whatever. So when she goes to talk to her sister, and she brings up how she's tired of hiding behind it. You know, she's tired of hiding the fact that she was addicted to pills. And, you know, she brings up how, no one knows it, but my husband was the one dispensing the pills. I said, oh. She was married to Jeremy at that time when she was getting high. And we seen, the flashback footage at that time with Corey, you know, we know there's a drug issue. No, it's not. Lying. We see her talking to Jeremy, him saying, you know, saying, I can't love you if you don't love yourself, because she was on drugs or whatever. But I don't think I ever knew that it was Jeremy giving her the pills. Now, this is the thing. There's a difference between him getting pills from a drug dealer and giving them to you, or you, because she said she had a real script for pills, and he just was the ones giving them to her. But I feel like, don't make it seem as if he was feeding you extra pills. You know what I'm saying? Or illegal pills. I'm looking what I need you to elaborate on that part or whatnot. Because again, she brought up how she was addicted after she had Addie because in the hospital they gave her morphine, and she said from that moment on she was instantly hooked with the morphine. And so when she got out the hospital, she was in the hospital like 5 days. When she got out, she had a prescription for pills, and it was Jeremy giving her the pills. But I feel like, but was you also getting extra pills from other places? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it be. But I feel like her wanting to admit her past addiction is a good thing. It's gonna be therapeutic for her, and I'm sure it'll help someone else eventually somewhere. But I also don't want her to like say little stuff to make it seem like Jeremy was a whole drug dealer. Was it, girl? Was it your pusher man? I don't know. Kale, girl. Let me just be, because I need this picture to be big for y'all to get the gist of the conversation she had. So she brings up how she got some bad news about Chris. Okay, no, not bad news. She got some news about Chris that's hard. That's what she said. She got some news about Chris that's hard to deal with, but she don't want to talk about it. I said, now clearly it means she found out she's knocked up. Okay, we're gonna leave that beef right now. So her and the boys in the house and whatever. Lincoln then asks, why don't I have a stepdad? And I said, oh, this is about to be a tough conversation, okay? And she's like, you know what? I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. Isaac, who turned 10, says, I do. I have an answer. Isaac then sat there and explained this shit like a goddamn grown adult. He said, when I was born, you like my dad. You know what I'm saying? You like my dad, but then y'all broke up. You then found Javi, and that's how Lincoln was born. And you married Javi, and that's how he was my stepdad. But then y'all got divorced, okay? So he wasn't my stepdad anymore, right? And Kale said, yeah, that's correct. And her this was her face sitting there as her son is saying these things to her. Because she said, yeah, that's correct. He then she found Chris. They never got married. And then they broke up. And Lincoln then said, y'all broke up? And, but you said you love him. And Isaac then said, well, they're just taking some time away from each other for a while. The fact that Isaac, at this point, he's 9. He's about to turn 10. He's 9 years old, sitting here explaining to his little brother why he does not have a stepfather, which starts with his dad, who she broke up with with Lincoln's dad, Javi, who she married and then broke up and then divorced, then found Chris, and that didn't work. Okay, so that's why you don't have a stepfather. And even though Mama said she loved Chris, okay, even though she said that, they not together. Okay, they are just taking some time away from each other. I feel like she sat there and she figured out, I'm a fucked up mother. Not in the aspect of she does not take care of her children, but in the aspect of she put them in the situation to where her son had to explain to her other son the mama's day in life, or that thereof. Okay, or the fucked up decision she's made over time. Like, that has to be a hard pill to swallow. And I feel like her sitting here looking like this as Isaac explained that to Lincoln was eye-opening for her. Okay, just want to make that clear. Now, Kale then say, I realized that Isaac has picked up on a lot of things that are going on in my life, and because he asked me about it. So things in her private life, whatever going on with her and Chris, that he knows, and he's asking her. So she's not hiding nothing and whatnot. Okay, she brings up, I'm not happy. I feel like I feel like I'm not being a good mom, and how I let certain people in my life know they are toxic, and I ignore red flags. I let them stay too long, and I lost myself. We knew Kale. This is when I knew Kale lost herself. When she was adamant. About divorcing Javi. When he came back from the appointment, I said that's what she had me fucked up. Not because Javi's a great guy. Not because she should have stayed in that marriage. It was the reason she wanted to get out of it, and how quickly she moved on to Chris once out of that marriage. And how she was adamant that she did not want kids with Javi, who was a great father. And she then quickly got pregnant by Chris. So I feel like she had already lost herself, because she was looking for something that she didn't even really need at that point. When she left Javi alone, Kale should have really been on her own. She should have really been single and figuring shit out. And she got caught up in Chris and been caught up ever since. And I'm like, you not only let him stay too long, you let him talk you out of a marriage and out of a bond with your kid's father. Because you and Javi had more issues based on how you been asked on him being a cheater, but also because Javi probably was still pissed at how you treated him for Chris. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that be. That's above your head. So they do go to dinner for Isaac's 10th birthday, whatever, and she brings up how happy she is to have been on this journey with him for 10 years. Blah blah blah. The end Kale say, news leaked in the blogs, whatever, because Chris's aunt leaked her sonogram picture. So of course it's out that what? Kale is pregnant again by Chris. And she brings up how she hasn't talked to him. He's been in and out of jail, so they had not talked or whatever, and that she does not want him included in this pregnancy, and for her, that's going to be hard. And I say, well, why? He isn't around now. How is a person who's not around already, how is it going to be harder for you to do things on your own? You already is. Okay, she also brings up how, she does not want to discuss right now, the hard things she's went through, because she said there was domestic violence going on or whatever, and it was a toxic relationship. But everyone knew that. But Kale just woke up. So what I want to do is I want to applaud her for realizing the toxicness that she not only put herself in, that she put her 3 kids in, and she then brought a 4th child into that too. And that's the fucked upness of it all. But we just hope she learned from that currently, okay? Because I'm like, girl, you need to fix it, okay, girl? When you know, and don't go back, okay? Anyway, we then have Jade. Wasn't nothing up with Jade. Jade, mama moved out a couple weeks ago, okay? Sean moved back in. They doing good, okay? She wants him to continue to be off drugs. And he I'll take whatever drug test you want me to take at any time. So Sean seems to be on the up and up right now, okay? Right now. Anyway, she also brings up how, because there's been so much going on, she needs a break, okay? She wants to take a whole girl trip to Vegas. She wants Sean to stay back and watch the little girl, and she wants to be sure that he knows, when I'm gone, don't fuck up just because I'm not in your face. I don't want you to only be clean and sober because I'm here watching your ass, okay? He's I'm not gonna do anything. I'm on straight and narrow, even though, I don't mind watching my daughter, but, she always wants you. She'll be wanting me, but it's okay. So that's fine and whatnot. And she brings up how she's tired of people walking all over her. She's tired of being used and abused and walked all over. And he that wasn't me. I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. But I want you to know that I will support you in any way you want. But I also don't want you looking at me as who I used to be. I'm like, Sean, you have to be a good 6 months as a good person for you to feel like she can no longer look at you as the old person. You still that old person. It's only been 2 weeks. You need a good 6 months of no bullshit for you to say you can't look at me like the old me. I'm like, okay. And we do see she in Vegas having a good time. She brings up her friends. Our mom called her because her mom was staying in the house of a client of Jade's. And the house being sold, so the mama has to move out. And so she called Jay I gotta move out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And Jay said, I hope that work out for you. That's it. I like that she did not fall back into the trap of, okay, mom, okay, come back to the house. Because usually that's what she do, and that'd be her problem. Okay, that'd be her problem. She also brings up how she's still nervous about Shine, but they doing good right now. I told her and Shine do good when her parents ain't around. But let's see what happens next week, okay? Because she do FaceTime or whatever. He at home with the little girl, and it's fine, okay? It was what it was. And lastly, the person y'all know I do not like, Brianna. Goofy ass Brianna, okay? Now, she up there talking to her friend or whatever. Still talking about how, I don't like how, Divine Mom be inconsistent or whatever. I can't depend on her, So that's why Divine is the way he is. And you are the way you are because of your mom. Okay, you are messy. You are inconsiderate. Okay, you are a problem playing. You are a problem blaming person. You blame problems on everybody else but you. Your situation, you are the common thread in your bullshit. Okay, but I'm gonna leave that be or whatnot. She brings up how I have too much to do. I gotta go to the market. I need to get my nails done, whatever. And it's easier for me to do all these things if I don't have to take my kids with me. So, Lewis and Devon are like not around a lot or whatever. But I need Devon to step up. And that's what he does. I say, oh, Devon, but not Lewis. Girl. She then says Devon has to be at work at 3 o'clock. 3 p.m. So she asks him, okay, you can't be working at 3. Well, I need you to come over at 12 to take Nova to get her hair done. Now, Devon don't have no car, so he has to get over there. She said, I told him he can take my car to take her to get her hair done. He has to be here on time so that I can go do my things too. Now, she then say, him showing up late throws off my whole schedule. He was supposed to be there at 12. He did not get there until 1. And so now she mad. Okay. Now, he an hour late, which is why he should have at least called and said something or whatnot. But I feel like I'm not going to ask anybody to come do something before they go to work. Because I don't want anyone rushing to finish whatever it is because they have to go somewhere else. I would have picked a day where he did not have to work. Just boom. Okay, anyway. And I get she works and she has to make sacrifices as well because she's a mom. But I feel like she put herself in this situation that 2 kids by 2 men who don't really be around her. Well, now I'm going to leave that be. Now, the whole hour while they're waiting for Devon, her mama, her sister was dogging that man, speaking down on that man in front of Nova. So why y'all surprised that when he get there at 1, Nova has an attitude like she's in a bad mood? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all sit there and talk about her daddy in front of her. Like, what the f is wrong with y'all? Like, that's why she be so timid and don't want to talk, because how y'all talk about people. I also feel like that's why that mama did not want to come in, because she know they were talking shit about her. I'm gonna leave that be and whatnot. So, Nova told her, like, I want both of y'all to go with me, but she didn't say it. Brianna had to ask her 18, do you want me to go? Want your dad to go? Just me? Just your dad? Both of us? And she really says, yeah, she wants them both to go. That she just wanted them all together at her hair appointment. So they get there with her time. Devon then has to leave because what? He has to go to work. Like, it's going to be 20 minutes for me to get a Uber. I got to get dressed. I got to, get there. So it was like another hour and a half he would need to do that. That's why I'm like, why have him come at 12 when he has to be at work at 3? To a hair appointment? Girl, the fuck by. Anyway, and I also feel like, why not take her to a salon that has a nail place and you can do 2 birds in 1 stone while your nails get done, her hair get done? Wow, it's called common sense. Girl, I'm gonna leave that be. So back at the house, she's like, I can't believe he left the house early. I can't believe. Look, I don't understand why people are surprised that people who are not consistently the same parent that they are is not the same parent they are. Devon is not going to be as attentive, and this is the facts. He won't do as much as she do because he's never had to. He's always been a slacker. However, we know that he's tried to be better now as far as him trying to work and come around or whatever. Brianna be trying to make him do things on her terms. She wants him to do things as she does them. That's not how co-parenting works. You have to get on some kind of schedule and some kind of same wavelength. I don't think they're on the same wavelength. And whenever she wants something done her way, she gets pissed. And it's crazy because she gets pissed at Devon, who comes around, but she don't have that same fucking energy for Lewis. She said, her mama then say, he needs to change the schedule at work to be around more for Nova. The sister then say, well, I think he does that shift because he gets the most tips at that time, so I don't think he can change it or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Brenda then say, well, I need him to make more sacrifices, and I need him to, because I have to call off work too. And I get her first. I get 100% what she's asking of him. No one is saying that Devon does enough and that Devon is a great, person, to do whatever. We all get he falls short. what pisses me off is that she does not give him the credit for trying. To make it seem as if he does the bare minimum because he doesn't do things the way you do as her mom is not going to help him do shit. Also, you put yourself in this, but you should have never had a second baby because you had one bad baby father, and when you got pregnant with Stella, you knew Lewis wasn't shit either. And now you are tired because you put yourself in a situation with two men who are not going to be there for you consistently, and you then want to play victim to that, but you put yourself in that position. The sad part is, it's fucked up. It's always mama's baby, daddy's maybe. And we have to recognize when we put ourselves with them kind of people. Devon and Lewis both seem like people who would not be good fathers. Period. And Devon has grown tremendously from, years ago, 8 years ago when they was on the show, whatever. So it's like, get that man some credit. Because when you don't do that, it causes tension. And then you be a bitch and no one wants to be around you at the all. Now her mama crying, you did such a good mom, you do so well, and she do good. Kudos to her for having 2 kids that she takes care of. Kudos to her for finally getting out that little ass apartment. Okay. Kudos to her. I hope she raises 2 healthy little girls. I don't think she will. I think Nova and Stella is going to be fighting a losing battle. Because the way they, and I mean by they, I mean her mom, her sister, the way they sit around and just have these adult conversations in front of them is going to be traumatic when she's older. Because she going to sit and think, I'm supposed to sit and dog the men I'm with. I don't need them. Because my mama and my grandma, my TT, you know what I'm saying, didn't have no man. So I don't need, and it's a repetitive thing. Brianna has turned into her mama. Already. 2 kids, no man around or whatever, and you fussing about everything. Brianna has turned into a mother. So it's a fucking cycle. And I hope and pray that when Nova and Stella get older, they don't do the same thing their mama did or their grandmama did. Anyway, I guess I'm done hiding because it's frustrating that she don't see that she's building a cycle of repetitiveness with her daughters. She's her mama. You bought a whole house for you, your mama, and your sister to stay with your 2 kids, and we supposed to want to support people or whatever. But at the same time, you need to be on your own. Y'all all need to sustain yourselves. If not, Nova and her damn sister will be living with your ass when they in their 20s. And grandma, whatever her name is, will be in the back room. I'm done. Peace.